Hello everyone and welcome to Deceptions of the Ages News. If you're new to this channel, we cover the topics that are mentioned in my book, Deceptions of the Ages, Mormons, Freemasons, and Extraterrestrials. Now with what's been going on lately, especially with this visit to England by President Trump, there's a lot to talk about this Freemason side and aspect of President Trump and the Trump presidency and the Trump family. Also, we've been doing a lot of our extraterrestrial material on my new channel, Encounters USA, on YouTube, and encountersusa.com is the website that is associated with that. And of course, you can pick up my books at HEINESSIGHTS.com. So let's get into what we're going to be talking about today, and that is the LDS or Mormon side of the channel, and that is this assassination of Charlie Kirk by a member of the Latter-day Saint Church. And so what I'm going to talk to you guys today about, and I'm just going to lead off by saying that I don't think that Tyler Robinson will be acquitted or will be convicted of all of the charges that have been brought against him. Now, I'll tell you why. The first thing is, look at the investigation that has just become a total clown show, and it appears the only information that we're getting that is coming from private or independent researchers is absolutely conflicting with the FBI information. And I will just say this right now, that in the first video I did about this, which I'll leave a link in the description, I pointed out how the people in Utah are trying to isolate this as a one-off deal, that this was just one kid doing this when there is a whole network of people that are obviously behind it. Now, why would I say that? All right, so let me just tell you right now on my background. I'm ex-82nd Airborne, so I know about all the ballistics, and I know what that rifle can do to people. And to be quite honest with you, as an ex-infantryman, jumped out of airplanes, etc., I won't even look. I've never seen the actual assassination of Charlie Kirk, and I hope and pray that I never do. So I don't know exactly what happened when Charlie Kirk was shot. But what I do know is that from my own experience and from what I know about that Mauser, it absolutely could have been this kid, okay? So what I want to talk about today is that I don't have any problem with the FBI story. I don't have any problem with what I think is that kid carrying that rifle and carrying it off that roof and jumping down with it wrapped in the towel, as he says. No, what I want to get at is what this supposed email, texts, and whatever that have been going back and forth between this guy and his little buddy there. So what I don't want to get into all this, the use of terminology, except for one sentence that Tyler Robinson said, and that is the sentence where he told his little buddy, I had an opportunity and I'm going to take it. All right, so doesn't seem like that very involved sentence, right? But think about it. I had an opportunity and I'm going to take it. And I was going to take it, or I'm going to take it. But he had an opportunity. That is the key phrase. That is what everybody should be looking at. Who gave him an opportunity? What was that opportunity? Was it an opportunity that said, we're going to have a plant in the crowd? In fact, we're going to have a bunch of people in that crowd that will allow you to take your shot and get away with it. Okay, now as they're looking through all of these Discord messages, etc., they need to be looking for some kind of pattern that says to this Tyler Robinson, take the shot, we'll cover for you. Because we're going to have an old man screaming, shoot me. We're going to have a bunch of people jumping around in the audience, and we're going to have people acting suspiciously. Also, we have connections in the FBI, so we are going to sidetrack and sideline this investigation. And then finally, as I said in my video that I made about this initially, about how this kid is going to be protected by the Utah and LDS or Mormon justice system, this kid is going to, when the defense attorney gets hold of this evidence, they're going to tear it apart, and this kid will be protected by the LDS or Mormon culture in Utah. And I can almost guarantee you that kid will not be convicted on first-degree murder charges by any jury, because there is going to be no convincing evidence that he did it alone. And if they're going to insist on that he did do it alone, they're not going to have a case. And if they bring somebody else in that was a conspirator, then he did not do it alone, not guilty, he was manipulated, and whoever is going to represent him is going to argue that. So, my friends, don't be surprised if Tyler Robinson does not get executed, if he does not get sent before a firing squad. Do not be surprised if he spends maybe 20, 25 years in jail, and then he gets up for parole. And that is because he is being tried in Utah, and there is a culture that most people do not understand in the state of Utah, and how wealth, influence, and your affiliation with certain groups is going to protect you, especially when it comes to the women of the women's culture in Salt Lake, as well as the culture of the surgeons, the AMA, the people that are pushing this trans stuff. All of these cultures combined together are going to, you're going to see them combined together. And while all of these conspiracy theories about Israel and this person and that person and Candace Owens and all these other people, there's a sideshow. Look, Charlie Kirk is dead. And we need to find justice and his killer. And with all the clown shows that are going on and all these crazy theories that are going on, this kid that killed him is going to end up either living the rest of his life on the taxpayer dime, or he's going to do 20 years, or he's going to get convicted on a much lesser charge and be free within 10 years. So that's my take on it. Don't be surprised. And that is Deceptions of the Ages News. Check it out at hindsight.com, and check out Encounters USA. And don't forget to check out my latest documentaries about remote viewing Bigfoot, aliens, and an experience that I had a few years back, which was taking up a lot of my time and why I haven't posted to this channel that much. So, all right then, we'll see you next time on Deceptions of the Ages News.